Well, hi everyone. Today we're going to review your traction. So Heather and I are going to go through a typical traction class. And most of you, if you're looking at this video, have been assigned traction and have been walked through it at one point or another. And quite often we find people forget the specifics. So we want to give you this resource so that you know when you need to, you can look it up and review your traction. So Heather, we're going to review your x-ray today. As you remember from your initial visit when we looked over it. Now, this is your neck from the side. These are the bones of your neck. And this red line here, this solid red line, is what the neck curvature should look like. And if you look at yours, you're seeing that your neck is actually along these dotted yellow lines. And what it's done here is your neck is really, really straight, and it's shifted forward. We call that anterior head carriage, or forward head posture, 3.5 centimeters. Now, the problem with that is that it's going to cause early wear and tear or osteoarthritis on these joints here of your neck. But even worse, the spinal cord goes right down here in this canal. And with this neck, with your head positioned this far forward, there's crushing pressure on your spinal cord. Obviously, we don't want that.
No.
And the adjustments are designed to fix the alignment of your neck to take the compression off the spinal cord. And they do that very well, but you can accelerate that process by doing your traction daily at home, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Great.
Okay, so down the front here, you have that really, really strong, thick ligament that we were talking about called the ALL, or the anterior longitudinal ligament. And when your head's gone forward and your neck is straightened, that ligament shortens and tightens up. And it tries to keep your head in this posture. So what we need to do is use your handy-dandy traction unit. We're going to get you on your back. Stay. And the traction unit goes right down low in your neck, and it's going to use effectively the weight of your head to put this curvature back in. And this ridge here, as you remember from your original class, it goes right along, and for most people, right where those two big bones are, the bones that stick out more than the others in your lower neck. And your head's going to hang over this end, and this says shoulders this side, so your shoulders obviously go on this side, and your head will hang over. Now, optimally, we want your head suspended, not touching the ground. So some patients sometimes will take a book or a piece of wood or something under here if they do have a long, slender neck like yourself, and their head is resting on the ground. It's not critical, but it is better if your head is suspended and not resting on the ground. I want this nice and low. And what this is going to do is over time it's going to stretch out that ligament on the front here to allow this curvature to reform and take the compression off the spinal cord. Now, it's critical that you start this and build up slowly. You know, we want you doing 20 minutes a night before bed is optimal, but 20 minutes every day is ideal. But in the beginning, you want to start with 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. Now, it's stretching these tissues that are really, really super tight, so it's going to be uncomfortable. But we want it to be uncomfortable, but not painful. It's an important distinction, right? Discomfort, but not pain. And if it is painful at 2 or 3 minutes, then you back off to a minute or 2. Okay? And building up, maybe adding a minute every 2 or 3 days till you're up to that 20 minutes. Right? And optimally, that's what you want. 20 minutes a day. Done permanently. Okay?
Yes.
Great. So next I'm going to take you to the table. I'm going to actually demonstrate so we can show the folks at home how you lay down on it and exactly where to position it. Okay, so we're going to have you laying down on your back. And, just as a little refresher, these two bones here that feel a little more prominent, the very base of your neck and your upper back, that's where we want to put the traction unit. And if you can't find exactly the right spot, go lower than you think. It's okay to go lower, but if you go too high, it can actually counter-affect it. Okay? So we're going to have you lay on your back. Now, doing this on your bed is no good. It's got to be on the carpet, on a yoga mat, somewhere where the surface is really firm. If you're on your bed or a mattress, this is going to sink right in. It's going to reduce the effect. Okay? So we'll have you lay back, shoulders this side. This is nice and low, and let your head just extend. Right there. Now, let's come up again. It's got to go a little bit lower than that even. There you go. Yeah. Good. So that's in the right position. Now, in Heather's case, her head is touching the ground. So we need to get her up, or maybe even at the end of the table so her head can be suspended. So come on up. I'm going to have you shift towards me. We want to aim for the end here. Your head's going to hang right over the edge. No, a little more. You got to come even further. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Okay, there it is. Now we get this out of the way. There. Extend. Now her head is fully suspended. We're effectively using the weight of her head completely to apply this traction. You can see the extension here, the curvature of the neck being put back in, and on the front of these bones, that ligament is going to be nicely stretched out. And then she's going to work from 1 or 2 or maybe 3 minutes, adding a minute a day, or a minute at a time every 2 to 3 days, up to 20 minutes. And that's the stop point. The maximum benefit is 20 minutes a day. And that's your traction class. We'd rather show you this a dozen or even 100 times to make sure you're doing it right, rather than have you do it wrong or not do it at all. So if you don't get the idea from the video, if you want a refresher, anytime you're in the office, just mention it to Heather and she'll go over with it and review it for you. Also in your dental roll case, you will have a little handout. It's got pictures of x-rays and positioning and a tracking chart on the back. Really important that you track your progress, and when you come in for your progress exam, bring your tracking sheet because we want to make sure that we work out any stumbling blocks if you do have them. Alright, good luck, keep on tractioning.